If there was one skill that could have the greatest impact on your business, what would that be? And what would you do to gain it? If there was one skill that once you got it, it could increase your business, it could change your relationships, it could make the most massive difference in your life. I give a ton of time to this kind of thinking. I'm constantly looking for if we can make a few small tweaks and have a great impact, kind of like the greatest return on your investment, biggest bang for your buck, the greatest impact. What would that be? This is what I believe it is. What I believe it is communication. I'm just going through, just over the last week, a whole bunch of things have come up where a bunch of my clients are having difficulty in communicating with other people, generally speaking. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's business partners, sometimes it's clients, whatever it is, people in business deals. And what I also have another client who's putting together multi-million-dollar deals, and the key to that is simply his communication. Where deals are falling apart, the people who can put those deals back together or can save those deals actually make a ridiculous amount of money as consultants, as coaches, as whoever they are, okay? And this guy's doing very well because of it, or because he's learned how to communicate. When we learn how to communicate, what we do is we allow ourselves to hear what people are feeling, not just what they're thinking at the outset, because often we have a reaction. I'm going to explain something really quickly to you. Often we have what are called secondary emotions or reactions, and then there are primary reactions or emotions, okay? So I'll give you an example with this. Let's say my son walks across the street, he's not being careful, and a car almost hits him. And I react in anger, and I go, "What are you doing? Are you crazy? You're supposed to look both ways across the road." If I asked him in that moment, "What do you think I'm feeling?" he will say anger, correct? And that's what it seems like. But what's actually going on there? What's actually going on there? I'm reacting with anger maybe, but what's actually going on there is fear. I'm scared. And so often I'm reacting in anger, and then somebody else is reacting in anger to me, and we're both scared, but neither of us are talking about the fear. We're both just lashing out at each other. This is a really common experience. Again, with relationships, with business opportunity, whatever it is. What I've learned is that if I can get just a little bit lower, a little bit further down, a little bit deeper with somebody and understand what they're feeling, often I can take care of that problem and all the other problems go away. And all of a sudden business deals start coming together, relationships, intimate relationships get stronger. There's a massive impact that this has on you. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is work on your communication. And I'm going to give you an action step today. There are so many action steps I could give with communication. Maybe I'll start a mini series on this just with communication, because it has such a great impact. It makes such a big difference for you, and really you can learn this in a very short period of time. The people that make the most money in the world, in my opinion, have a basic skill of communication, and because they can communicate, they can influence people. So that's sales, marketing, putting together business deals, fixing problems, whatever that is, troubleshooting, mediating, whatever that is. Or it could also be networking, connecting with people in a very different way. Again, that includes influence, okay? So communication is the skill. If you grow in your confidence with communication, it'll change your life. I can promise you that. If you become a better communicator, you will notice the difference that it makes around you, okay? Here's the action step. The action step is read this book, How to Influence or How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. A brilliant book. It's incredibly simple, almost too simple. When you read it, you're gonna be like, "Come on, give me a break." And yet, this book is one of the classics in business literature because of how it teaches people to communicate. I'm going to give you one secret tip here, okay, that you'll find in the book, and that is to smile more. When you smile more, it has an effect on other people. We live in a reciprocal culture where if we do something to somebody else, they tend to give it back. We're social creatures that way. So when you smile at somebody else, they tend to smile back. So this is what I want you to try today. First of all, buy this book if you haven't bought it. Read it if you have bought it and you haven't read it, because that happens a lot too. But what I want you to do is go out today and start smiling at people. Just try it and see what their reaction is. Try this with complete strangers. Try this with friends. Try this with family. And you will get different reactions because of it. My guarantee is that you're going to start getting smiles back, unless you've got a really creepy smile, okay? Practice your smile maybe in the mirror before you start going to whoever on the street. But enjoy this process and experiment with a little bit. Have fun.